Hey, I don't know. I feel like the internet should have a jingle, but clearly not that one. Uh, how's it going? I decided I'm a wizard because now instead of always apologizing for starting late, I can just say that I start exactly when I mean to. That's what wizards get to do, right? That's the whole point of being a wizard, right? So that you don't have to be on time for things. I think. Plus, there's like something about magic. I don't know. Let's Oh yeah. So I'm guessing no one's here yet. But if people were here, then it would be important to tell people that I'm only streaming until 4 today. So I'm streaming for like 4 hours and 45 minutes, I think. Oh wow, really? Yeah. Shoot, I should have started way sooner. But I streamed a little extra earlier in the week, and I plan on making up more time later this week as well. So let's not waste any time today. I'll just kick it right over to screen cam as soon as I open up my transition sheet. All right, let's go. Let's go screen cam. Uh, yeah. All right. So this is, well, for one thing, this is inaccurate because this was me when I was like brainstorming what were my alternate options. Whoops. I was brainstorming what were my alternate options when I wasn't sure if snow would connect. Oops, that's the wrong color. When snow would connect to the river or not. Why did it come out all weird and scraggly? That's unimpressive. I don't know, maybe because I had switched colors. Hey, Mike Rossum, welcome. You are first. So okay, I'm just gonna delete this one too, because this is also inaccurate. So, all right, deselect. The one thing that we have done yesterday, and we're not actually 100% done with it, because the first thing I have to do today is I have to finish up snow. Snow occupies this position in the transition chart so far. There's nothing here. This blank space actually does not yet exist. The reason we're looking at this is because, hey, Dayslash, how's it going? Uh, when I started doing transitions, when I was like thinking of how many transitions do I want for the first version of this game, I thought to myself, well, I drew out a chart similar to this, and I realized that I wanted 5 transitions, or I wanted 5 different environments to get a sufficient transition grid for the effect that I wanted. And so then this morning, or yesterday, a little bit over the past few days, thank you. I am quite fond of the transition chart. Although our little smiley guy is getting a little bit, I don't know what's happening to him exactly. So right, the reason I have these arrows here is because I was thinking that this would probably be the next transition. It'd be like forest to whatever, and then whatever to snow. Although, I don't know. If we look at what else is happening with these transitions, like we're already going forest to mountain and mountain to snow, so it wouldn't be very special to add in another transition like that would just ape that other one. So like maybe one of the things I should try to do when setting up these transitions is like avoid things like that. So okay, yeah, one of the things that was one of the reasons that although I had previously anticipated that perhaps like 5, but I'm just gonna delete this one. Okay, so although I had previously anticipated 5 transitions to be sufficient, the reason I'm thinking possibly otherwise at this point, and like I'm toying with the idea of actually making more transitions, and this is also written too big, which does not matter, but I'm gonna edit it while I'm just talking about whatever. I was looking at it and I was like so what this loop basically consists of, and I did mention this before, but for those of you who missed it, regardless of what you do in this loop, you always go to the forest and you always go to the mountain. Like you always end up back there. Like no matter what path you take, you always end up there eventually. And that I kind of want that to be true, on some level. Like for every environment, I want you to eventually get to that environment at some point. Jonas, hey, welcome. Um, yes, the smile is an arrow. That was actually what started it. Before it was a smiley face, it was just an arrow, and then I forget who pointed out that. uh, anyways, so yeah, I was just thinking like maybe seven. So now that I nearly have five environments, I was just thinking maybe seven is the correct answer to avoid that that sense of like I don't know. So it used to go forest, mountain, cave, etc., etc. So now I have the river and the snow. So there's a little variety there, but it's still, you know, forest and mountain are. All we really change there is that we don't always go to cave. We still go to forest and mountain, uh, pretty reliably. So I guess if they're all right, so I guess like all right, one other thing that I hadn't tried, but I'd talked about was possibly for a transition instead of having the circle continue like in this direction, like constantly going clockwise. Like I was thinking of adding like a reverse transition, so like something that would go to from mountain to snow. I mean, another way to think of that is that it's just a really long clockwise transition. But but what if I did add in a new background, and I don't know what it'll be yet, but what if it went from like snow to mountain? And like before, I was thinking the next transition would go from forest to snow, but basically the way I'm trying to set up these transitions is I'm trying to set up the environments to when I add in a new environment, I want to connect it to environments that are are that have fewer transitions of a given type, like transitions in versus transitions out, than other environments. So, for example, like forest already has two transitions in, so I don't need another transition into the forest. And mountain already has two transitions out, so I don't need another transition out of the mountain. So if I go in the normal circular direction, like if I continue going clockwise, then it'll probably be forest to snow. But if I go counterclockwise, it'll probably be snow to mountain. Uh, Python, yes. Python is the I was gonna say the name of the game, but no, the name of the game is SideQuest. The language it's written in is Python. Uh, Best programming language to learn first. That's a good question, and that's actually a question that comes up every now and then. You're learning JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Okay, well, so it's interesting because that seems great, right? Like, oh, okay. So just to be clear, you do want to learn a programming language. It's not just that you want to learn how to get into games. It's that you want to learn specifically a programming language. Because if you didn't care about the language, I would point out that with Construct 2, you can you can write in their I think they have like a visual scripting system. I might be lying about that. I've actually never used it. I think they have like a scripting system that's like it's not purely like coding. It's like there's like a UI to it, so you can like it's a little easier than just like programming straight. So that could be something to consider because Construct 2 can like print or like build for HTML. So like you can make a game in Construct and then like Shazam it runs in HTML. So that yeah that is one thing to possibly consider. So gosh, I mean a little some of this is like subjective too. I know I haven't answered the question yet, but part of the reason I haven't is because it's somewhat subjective too because depending on who you ask, you'll get a different answer. Like for example, what you're doing sounds smart, right? There are some people who will tell you that like JavaScript is like not something that you should be learning per se, but I don't know. I mean, that's like one person. It's not literally one person's opinion. It's some people's opinion, but I, so it's hard for me to say like here do something else instead because JavaScript might be right for you, and that might be very good. That might be a very good direction. I guess if so, all right. I'll say this: if you, the important thing to you is to get your games running on your website, Hacks builds for HTML5. Uh, what else does? Oh, Unity is going to in the near future. So if you started working with C Sharp, Unity 5 is going to build for HTML5. The next major version. I don't know when the next major version is coming out, but so C Sharp is another option that you have. Um, I uh, 2D games. So yeah, so if you were working yeah, so Unity I've heard is not great for 2D games, although some people do 2D games in Unity. Like one of my friends is working on a 2D game in Unity, and also like yeah, no, I mean people are doing it. I've heard there's some like less than perfect aspects of that tool for that usage, but you know, I mean it is still usable, if not perfect. Um, I'm like mildly obsessed with hacks, because it's like this. It's still like kind of a mystery to me, and I haven't like cracked that mystery. So it's like stuck in my head. I'm thinking when I finally get to IMA, I will give it another shot because and the reason I mention it again is because not only does it build for HTML5, but also a lot of people are pumped about Hacks Flixel, which is a 2D game engine that uh, people are thrilled about. People who use it, they swear by it. So that I don't know if I'll use Flixel necessarily for IMA, but I'm considering it again. I tried it once and I wasn't. I don't know. I don't tend to make 2D games, so I was having like a little bit of I guess a bit of a culture clash. No, like it seemed weird to me. It was difficult for me to wrap my head around, but only because it was 2D, not necessarily because of any qualities of it per se. So again, I still haven't answered your question, but those are at least a few other options to consider because if any of those appeal to you, uh, you know, there's certainly alternatives out there. Um, I mean, the nice thing about learning C sharp is that you like C languages are really popular, so that is a very helpful thing to know. And then from what I don't know, Hacks seems really cool. Again, I really don't know much about Hacks except that it's stuck in my head because I've heard good things about it and I haven't really given it a fair shake yet. All right, so yeah, if I did this counterclockwise transition, is that then better? Is that now? Am I satisfied now? No, not really, because I've made it so that there's like now an alternate loop so that you don't always go forest mountain, but you do still always end up back at mountain. Because forest, everything leads to forest and forest leads to mountain, or this new one also leads to mountain. So if I added a seventh, if the answer to if I added a seventh, is that sufficient? If the answer to that is no, then I'm probably going to put this off. But if the answer to seven is yes, now everything's magically perfect forever, then I might do that. I might. I honestly might. We'll see. um. All right. So now we have a puzzle here. Like what? Like this connection right here, the question marks. Like this doesn't have to be one of the options. But yeah. So like pretending these question marks are not here. Pretending like that's not there. Like, are there two connections I can add that will make things magically perfect? And when I say magically perfect, I just mean that the player could go on a varied course that does not necessarily hit any one location. Uh, yeah, no, I'll just leave it at that because right now you always end up back at forest. No matter what happens, you always end up back at forest, and forest always transitions to mountain. So I just need to make those things not the case. And so, like, the reason the counterclockwise thing appeals to me is that, oh, wait, what am I thinking? I could just go, yeah, no, I could definitely do, yeah, okay, so, spoiler, the answer is definitely yes. Because, like, I don't know why I was obsessed with, like, forest and mountain. I mean, mountain has the exact number of transitions as cave, so, like, I could do the exact same thing with. Oh, right. But everything here still leads back to forest. So. Oh, okay, wait. So. Wait, no, I can do this, though. So, like, river. What if river led to something which led to. Like, so I'm still on the counterclockwise kick, because I think counterclockwise is a. Oh, Trent. Well, I'm glad to hear your organs are still internal. Because it's certainly better than the alternative. But I'm sorry to hear that they're not in the best shape. My sympathies. Um, uh, okay, so if this puzzle works, I think going counterclockwise with these environmental transitions is going to be the key. If there is a key to be had here. Well, actually, I mean, this is kind of the key. Actually, this. Whoa. Okay, wait, hold on. So now this one counterclockwise step kind of actually fixed it already, because now you don't always end up back at forest. You could go whenever you get to river. Like if you go forest, mountain, cave, like yes, you're gonna go back to forest. But if you go snow to river or just cave to river, then from river you can go. Man, I put river in somewhat of an inopportune place because it's hard for me to draw river transitions, but river is apparently at like a very critical juncture. um, so we could go river to something to snow, and now and even just with that one additional one, we don't always go back to forest mountain. Now we go, we could go. I mean, forest mountain like there are more paths that lead through forest and mountain than there are through like river and whatever this other thing is. But it's huh. Yeah, it's slightly better. So now there's at least one other question to answer, which is once I do this sixth one, will I actually look at this and say, yes, I'm content? Or will I look at this again and say, I should add another? My hunch is that I might even actually look at this again and say, I should add another. So, I'm not really, like I said, 8 is where I'm just like, no. 8 is where I have to tell myself no. Like, I haven't even finished snow yet, so I can't plan out 3 new environments with any sense of conscience. Especially considering I was telling myself that I was actually going to start on a new project last week. I'm already like a week and a half behind on starting on my next project, according to an arbitrary schedule I made up one day. But still. Jonah, dare you say hey to you? I forget. I don't have a good sense of memory. If I say hey to someone twice, then yeah, no, I did already. Oops. My brain. Sorry. I'd use a different brain, but this is unfortunately the only one I have. All right, so what would 7 do? Like, I'm just gonna look at the pound sign. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. All right, you said something about C sharp. I do have it on my other monitor. I just don't have it on my primary monitor because the pound sign gets filtered out. I can look into the I could change that actually. I won't do it right now, but I can change the filter so that people can say C sharp because we talk about C sharp enough that it'd be important to say C sharp. Uh, so oh wait, I wonder if I can fix that simply. I might be able to fix that simply. I'll give it a shot. I don't know. What if I did parentheses space? Oh no, that's not gonna work because sometimes they don't. Whatever. I'll do a more sophisticated solution later. But yeah. Sorry. For now, I'll just look on my other screen. Right. You said you kind of like 2D and 3D, and you're only really learning JavaScript for HTML. You were learning C sharp, but it didn't really appeal to you. Okay. What was it about C sharp that you didn't like? Maybe you say in your next message. Did you get your previous message? It didn't show up. You're it's only really learning. Okay, yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. So, yeah, I guess, huh. I don't know. So then I guess if you like JavaScript, like that might be fine. That could be entirely fine. But if you only like JavaScript for HTML, I have heard some people say that like JavaScript is not necessarily the way to go in the overall picture. So you might consider something else. And so if C sharp is not your jam, the thing that I don't know, like I don't spend tons of time like actively researching like a bunch of like, development options out there, but I do tend to keep my ear to the ground so that when there is something cool out there, I try and I stay apprised of it. And so Fortlos, hey, how's it going? So that's why that's why I talk about hacks a lot. So that could be worth looking into. Hacks is like what was Hacks? Hacks was like it started out with it basically like it shares roots with ActionScript actually. Like ActionScript was what was used to make Flash, like Flash apps on the web, as I recall correctly. I might have this wrong because I, again, like I said, I haven't thoroughly researched this, but it'll probably be quite different than a lot of the than like JavaScript or C Sharp. So it could be worth checking out. If C Sharp doesn't appeal to you and you're looking to for an alternative to JavaScript, because yeah, so the nice thing about so okay, so this is the yeah, so okay, here's one very material advantage is that whereas for JavaScript, yeah, like, yes, you can do HTML5. Hacks works for all of these platforms, so you're not just shipping for HTML5. You can ship for many of platform. So that's cool. And this is the feature that appeals to me because I don't like doing things a million times over. I like doing things once and having it just work all the time for the rest of history. And yeah, I mean that's a slight exaggeration, but I can't recommend Python. So like the reason I don't necessarily recommend Python and the reason I probably don't recommend JavaScript is for the same reason I do recommend Hacks, is because JavaScript or excuse me, Python and then probably JavaScript as well. Like they're not literally dead ends, but they're not gateways to bigger things. Like they're kind of means unto their own end, or yeah, like they serve a purpose, and that's exactly what they do. They serve that purpose, and like they're good for those things, and that is what they're used for. They're I don't know. Like just the portability, I guess, is a really important feature to me, and that's why a lot of the suggestions I make will be in that vein. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like you like. I actually, so one way in which we differ is that I don't have I mean, I have strong reactions to conventions. Like you'll hear me when I was learning Python, or as I'm learning Python, or as I learn any language really. I'll have very pointed criticisms about my experience with it, but like, I think you're actually going to find that basically anywhere. So I tend not to use that as a reason to like to choose or not choose a particular language. So I've been doing much though. I'll once I figure this puzzle out, once I'm drawing, I'll be able to talk more about like open-ended things and still be productive at the same time. So the one thing I want to check out is so like right, okay, so I get the sense that okay, I can add in this sixth environment and then I might still have a lingering dissatisfaction. So let me just real quick see if I can absolve that lingering dissatisfaction, that hypothetical lingering dissatisfaction, with a seventh background, and I really shouldn't, but I might. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. The answer to that one. I guess because the answer to your question, Jonas, is I think because like I don't know, whoever made it didn't think that was an important thing. I mean, that's the answer to most questions of like why does this not do this, is like whoever made it didn't think that was important. Yeah, that knows me too because I have two drives. I have the C drive and the D drive. One's an SSD and one's not, and so I have very specific ideas about where things should install, and sometimes they just don't. Like they don't care what I think. They install where they install. So yeah. All right. So puzzles, Forest Mountain. All right. So okay. So this creates a new loop basically. It creates a new loop, but because we're just grafting this in now, it's kind of like it's a much shallower loop compared to the Forest Mountain cave. Holy Trinity. No. the original transition. So what other transitions do I want at this point? Like what environments are right for transition? Oh my gosh. if I add this in, River will have literally the most transitions of any environment, despite the fact that River is also the hardest environment to draw transitions for. So that's fun. um, I like that this turned into. I like that Vicious Kangaroo. I like that this turned into an emoticon and this one didn't. The surprise face. Anyways, what? Wait, why did Vicious Kangaroo get timed out? Who timed out Vicious Kangaroo? That was not nice. I don't think. Unless I missed something. Alright, anyways. Uh, you're not like actually banned, right? Your chat just got purged, right? Okay. Oh. I maybe I just got distracted by the emoticons, but I don't know. I feel like that was on the up and up. So I don't know. It's subjective, so I won't dwell on it. But Vicious Kangaroo is mostly good, mostly polite. Hi Kangaroo. um, oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I completely didn't read what he said. Yeah, no, that's fair. Thank you, Orlos. Actually, all right, sorry. That is. Yeah, we do try and keep chat PG 13. Which no, I mean I guess you could say that in PG-13, but no, we try and keep it like fairly appropriate. So yeah. All right, thank you for explaining. Sorry, sorry. I will trust. I will not question unduly. At least I'll try not to. All right, so River has all the transitions because I am a terrible planner. Uh, so what other environments would be like ripe for transition? Forest would be ripe for transition out. Mountain transition in. Snow transition out. Cave transition in, and then not river, and then the new one. So it could connect to any of these, but by varying rules. So does it want to transition out or does it want to transition in? I kind of have my options open because like if you think of forest mountain as one half and snow cave as like the other half, then uh the sorry, don't mind me. Um, the yeah, I have like one. I have an option either way. I probably don't want to go to snow though, right? From this new one, because this like I don't want to go from like so like if there's a second new one, question mark, question mark, question mark. I wouldn't probably want to go like I probably wouldn't want to go like that because that's just aping this arrow here. So I guess I'll take that off the list. So what if I went from cave to this? Oh wait, no, no, no. Cave is a transition in. Cave would want a transition in. Oh right, that's the other reason I wouldn't want to do that with snow because uh, it doesn't need a transition in; it needs a transition out. So what if I went to cave? What if I went from this new one to I don't have a good way to draw this except by going like so. But what if I went to cave? That kind of does it. I mean, okay, I lied. River is not the hardest transition. Cave is actually a harder transition than river. So I guess I might as well do that one too because I like biting off challenges. Why not? All right. Well, I think we figured out, Mike Rossum, that you're probably supposed to stick with JavaScript. Clearly, that's like the language for you. uh, I mean, I don't know if that's true, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what parameters you're judging them by. Like, I guess like there's definitely reasons to have like quality of life concerns about like working with a language, but like, I don't know. To a certain extent, like once you learn those things, you kind of get over them, right? Because like there are people like there are people who will swear by even like the worst language or like the worst like tools just because they've learned them so intimately that they can that like the annoyances don't really bother them anymore. Like they don't even think about them anymore. They're just like part of how that all works. But I don't know. Maybe someone else has a suggestion possibly. Uh, those are mine. For now, I'll see if I think of anything else though. Uh, you did say you definitely wanted to learn a programming language, right? Like you weren't looking into like non-language solutions. Like it has to be a language. What programs can you make game? I don't think so. Wait, you can. Oh yeah, you can use JavaScript in Unity, can't you? Uh, Probably just Unity. No, I don't know. Maybe other things, but yeah, I think I'm pretty sure he means JavaScript. Um, all right, so I have my 7 environments that like solve everything forever, right? Because now like there are multiple ways to get to the cave. Like if you think of the cave as like the center of the earth, there are multiple ways to get to the cave. You can come at it from either direction. You can come at it from the forest mountain side or from these question mark side. And when you get to the cave, you have like an equal chance of going either to the back to the forest mountain loop or to this new loop, the river loop. You actually so at this point, you'd have a higher chance of getting to this other loop because you have a greater chance of getting to the river. Oh wait, that might not be true. You have a higher chance of getting to the river than just going right to the forest, because both the cave and snow connect to the river, whereas only the cave connects to the forest. But you also can connect from the river to the forest, so actually forest might still have the slightly higher chance, slightly higher probability. So all right, that's all. I'm gonna save this possibly, and then continue working. I just want to like brain map that out because I've been having such feature creep or like scope creep with like the first version of these environments that I really needed to set like a limit. I needed to find like that boundary where I could say like definitely here, because I've been saying, maybe this, maybe this for too long now. All right. So the first item, the first real item on the to-do list is to transition from the mountains to snow. And we've done a lot of that. We just haven't finished the foreground. So just to recap real quick, we have we have the background done. Oops, I could open both of these at the same time. We have the background done, kind of. The background might need a little extra work. And we have the midground done. We just need to do the near ground. So we have our background transition, we have our midground transition, and now we just need this. So, right, actually, most languages don't have a built-in IDE. Like IDEs, a lot of IDEs can, right, yeah. What do people use for hacks? I think what did I install when I was going to use hacks? I forget. Let me look around. Wait, how do I look for it? Oh, there's no start menu. There's no start menu in this stupid operating system. What was it called? I honestly don't remember. And because I don't remember and there's no start menu, I don't know how to go about looking that up exactly. Because I have like a million program files folder. Flash develop. I think Flash develop is what I use for, because like I said, hacks kind of like shares its roots from like Flash, sort of, not literally, but like it like they like originated from the same place on the internet, kind of. And so I think, yeah, Flash develop was a classic shell. Okay. I mean, what I really wanted to do was just downgrade to 7, but my laptop manufacturer forgot to send me the correct. They forgot to send me like a license key for 7, and so. All right, so all I really have to do here is I need to make kind of like here. I need to make the frozen trees turn into defrosted trees, and then disappear entirely. Except the only difference is that I need to have rocks, and I need to make the rocks get gradually covered in snow as well. That's pretty much it. So a few things that we can do for starters is that we can say on the background layer, or on this layer, we can say, you know, there will be a point at which there will not be any more of these rocks. Like eventually these rocks will go away. And eventually, like this is how we connect to the. This is what the state will look like once we connect to the other loop. Did I? Yeah, that's a. I'll actually delete slightly less. I'll delete up to this point. Whoops, wrong color, wrong button. Interesting. So, did I miss anything else in chat? Anything super important? Oh, so yeah, kind of like that. The other thing I can do is I can get rid of trees on the other side. I can just, because I know for a fact that they're not going to be trees over here. And actually I can delete a lot more of these trees because these trees are snow covered and I don't have the unsnow covered version of these trees. So I just have to like basically redraw the ones that I want. In fact, it's kind of unfortunate that the snow covered trees are like thin on this edge. I might change that a little bit actually. So hold on, let me just change that real quick. Maybe. Yeah, like this denser patch I'll push over to the edge. Just because, I don't know, it just kind of worked out that there was like a weird gap here. So let's, starting here, let's just move this down to here. Or the seam will be a little bit weird, so I'll have to like touch up those edges. I'll probably be redrawing most of that anyways, though. I just want to preserve those trees. I'm a preservationist. Environmental preservation is important, you guys. Alright, so, yeah, there's kind of like with the other transitions, there's going to be basically like 3 ranges. There's going to be the trees are snow-covered range, there's going to be the trees are partially snow-covered range, and there's going to be the trees are defrosted range. And then the trees defrosted range will also be like petering the trees out, so there'll be very few. And actually, the trees will peter out faster in the foreground, because if you think about it, like the foreground is closer, so the foreground actually only represents like a smaller chunk here, but it still has to make the no snow to snow transition. So I almost just said I should have made the foreground transitions or the near ground transitions longer because they represent, I don't know, because they're like just because of how the parallaxing works, but that would have been more art. I would have had to draw a lot more art in order to do that, and so it's fine how it is. Trust me, it's totally fine. All right, so yeah, let's get rid of some more of these trees because we know we won't have this many frosts. We won't have this many snow-covered trees. We can get rid of pretty much all of that. All right, so I very much appreciate that you guys are having an interesting discussion. I will say I apologize if I'm missing any questions, and if because chat is moving kind of fast right now, if you have any specific questions, please include my name so that it highlights red. That will give me a better chance of not missing your question. And if you use red and if you use my name and it highlights red and I still miss your question, then I double apologize because I do that sometimes because I suck. Sorry. All right. Oh yes. Oh my gosh. All right. The best thing I'll do today is I'm going to keep this rock snowman and I'm going to add snow on top of the rock snowman. So maybe I'll save that for last because once I finish that, it's like. All right, yes. Zero. Oh. I still have your name as Zero T Master. Hold on, I'll put it back. Sorry, Zero Maverick. I'm so sorry. Uh, oh yeah, okay. Oh okay. Oh cool. So okay, so classic shell is where it's at. This is why I ignored you. Oh wow, yeah, I have ignored literally everything you said. I'm sorry. Chat was moving really fast, and I knew there was a side conversation. I didn't realize there was. All right, I'm sorry. I am a werewolf. Yes. Well, no, I'm clearly not. I can't bluff that one. I like to pretend I'm a werewolf. But I mean, we see there's a full moon right here. I'm obvious. I can't pull off that lie. I would be super transformed right now if I was a werewolf. My hair grows slightly faster in the full moon, which is why it's look, I'm a werewolf. Ow! Alright. Um, uh, I wonder how long I can. Nope, that's how long I can go like that before it gets annoying. Uh, tablet times. Uh, um, I tablet. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, let's do that thing that I said earlier. Oh, and I could probably be more talkative now that I'm working on art stuff because I don't have anything majorly conceptual to distract me. So yeah, let's. I mean, like this is how the mountains start. So one of the first things we could do is just add in trees. I'm going to make a new layer for trees. I'm going to start them out very simple because I'm going to change their color pretty soon. It probably makes no sense to have like this type of mountain transition into a coniferous forest. Probably makes zero sense. But video games, right? It makes sense in video games. We're deciding. um, I hereby declare that it makes sense to have a coniferous forest connected to this type of mountain because video games. So I'll just use the same color that we have over here for starters, the same green color. But like I've done with the other like I've done with the other backgrounds, like I make them a little more bright green on this side and a little more like literally winter green on this side. So, oh, I didn't do it here, but I did it. Yeah, I did it here, and I do it on other transitions for the snow as well. Okay, so tree time. We're going to have a spot of tree. Excuse me. Wait, why am I not drawing? Oh, because I sampled from the wrong layer. Derp. Sample from image, please. There we go. Now we got the right color. So that will just be a little tree. This will be the first tree that we encounter. Just a little tree. What is it even growing out of? I might just not bother explaining what it grows out of. Actually, this could be the place where I actually explain what these trees are. This could be the place where I actually like show like the roots of the tree, or like not the roots, but like I could actually show like the trunk of the tree. I could like actually show like a small amount of like trunk there, because like I'm pretty sure I obscure it in literally every other scenario. Like it, you never actually see the trunks of these trees. Sure, why not? All right, so what? Actually, oh, Trent Sterling. I was talking. I was talking about people who work in 2D and Unity, and I don't know. I was trying to think. Yeah, I was like listing. I came up with exactly like one example of a person doing that. But Trent works in 2D and Unity, so. All right, what was I? Oh yeah, I was gonna look up like pine forest edge. I want to see what the edge of a pine forest looks like because I actually don't know. Oh wow, it just kind of like stops. Whoa, really? That's interesting. No, I guess. Oh, this is just pictures of forests that stop. This isn't just pictures of pine forests. So like, no, I want to see like what happens when a pine forest doesn't just stop. Oh. Okay. So they get kind of scraggly a little bit? That kind of makes sense. So like at the edge of the forest, I think there'll be like slightly leaner trees. I think that might be one of the things that I'm going to have happen. That might not necessarily make sense, but I think it'll be like less visually imposing. Maybe? I don't know. It just feels weird to stick a Christmas tree in the middle of the desert, kind of. Oh, I don't take suggestions, so I'm going to rinse your chat. Uh, Thank you for thinking of stuff, but because I cannot accept suggestions, it's actually helpful if we could refrain from voicing them. I thank you to everyone who participates and helps make chat workable, because it's one thing that I've learned about streaming is that chat is way harder than it sounds. Oh, here we go. All right, this is basically what I was looking for. Yeah, so okay, so it's a thicker forest, and then it turns into like, yeah. All right, so it fades out. There's no like magic trick to it. It just gets like, just gets the trees just get smaller and more spread out. These are, yeah. This is pretty much what I was looking for. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't like making that up. Like I was like, is that what happens? Like, is that what forests do? I mean, that's what I do for all the other forest transitions. So maybe I should just do like wall of tree transition. Maybe I should just make it more abrupt than I usually do. Because like what I usually do is scatter this stuff about. So maybe instead, I'll just have I'll just have like right here, like, so maybe I won't have those little ones there. Maybe instead, just like right here, we get the wall of, oh wait, snow on the snowman. Okay, that's fine. I can do this. So instead of having it more gradual, like yeah, so we'll just like go all in. Just all of a sudden forest. All of a sudden forest here. So there'll be, oh man, but there'll be a lot fewer rocks. And so it might not make sense to keep the rock snowman at that point. All right. Well, it doesn't literally have to be wall of trees. I mean, it can come in like a little bit gradual. Like I mean, not exactly like this, but like, you know, like I don't know. Oh, also, I don't want them to be this high. Trees are not typically that high. So, but like, I mean, well, yeah, I'll just shave down the too tall one. So like, yeah, maybe we'll go more like this. Not exactly like this again, but like, you know, something like that. And okay, there will be trees. Okay, yeah. All right, this will work, I think. Yeah. Oh, I read about that. Because they don't it's the thing about like this the stress wood. Yeah, yeah. Man, it's the world is so weirdly complex, right? It's like I or yeah. uh it's I don't know. Yeah, it's some of that type of stuff that like trying to just like not literally like recreate. Well, no, I guess, you know, with a biome like or a biodome, there's, you know, in a sense they're kind of trying to recreate nature, and it's like it's I guess that, yeah, that's another example of how of something that, like, you know, it sounds really simple, just grow a tree indoors, but then you actually try it and it's like, whoops, nope, that is way tougher, way tougher than it looked. Yeah. So the reason that so just to touch on Mike Rossum's question. Oh, did Jonas? Oh, well, yeah. Okay, that's sufficient. I do have reasons. I'm not literally just making an arbitrary distinction, but yes, if you're sufficient, if that answer is sufficient, then then cool. Let's go with that, because I want to do it that way. The slightly longer explanation is that I don't want to die. And there's an even longer explanation that makes sense, but we'll leave it at that for now. All right, so yeah, I think this is good, and so I can keep my snowman and I can put trees on it. I can keep my rock snowman and I can put snow on it, and everyone lives happily ever after. This is all gonna be. I'm probably gonna put snow mountains here, so it'll imply that there are some rocks, but they're gonna be covered in snow, so I don't need these rocks specifically. The rock snowman will be the last of the rocks, the exposed rocks. So yeah. Oh, the other thing that I'll do, I think, is I'll make it so that I'll make it. Yeah, I want it to look basically like, I want to give the effect that the trees are kind of like they're coming up over, like so like the trees, like, Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, so I should do that. So, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna start lower, but not because. Whoops, wrong tool. We're gonna start lower, but not because the trees are shorter, but because the trees are are lower. Like literally lower down. Like they start lower down. So like if you think of this edge as like almost cliff like, then the trees are gonna like come up over the edge. And like I'm not gonna spend great pain, or I'm not gonna go to great lengths to really sell that effect, but that'll be the story that I'm telling myself as I draw it. So yeah, these will just start much smaller, or much lower to the ground, for the reason described. All right, so yeah, let's hide these. Oh yeah. Oh, I should do the. No, wait, no. This is This part will literally be covered by that image that we had in the front. I was gonna say I should do the coverage wall, but there is no coverage wall because this is the near ground, and so there's no. I mean, there's technically a slide that there's technically slides that will draw over this one, but nothing that we need to worry about coverage for. All right, so cool. Let's spill. Oh, let's tune up the tolerance a little bit so we don't get grody edges, interior edges, interior seams, grody interior seams. Uh, oh yeah. Oh, I don't have the script running. Oh my gosh. Wow. Because I usually start here, and then work my way to other programs. But because I started in Paint, I never even thought to run the script. Um, yeah, so that's one of the cool things about the like part of the reason I don't take suggestions is because this is a personal project. It's when this project is done, I'll have created it start to finish, and so yeah, I have in fact made every piece of it. I know some people use like other people's stuff for prototyping. I tend to use my own stuff, but like a really like quick sloppy version of it for prototyping. Um, and yeah, I made the art for this game. Not that it's great, but it's like I don't know. It's just that thing. It's just that feeling of satisfaction once you've completed something. It's like that's nice. Even if it's just like little stick figures, glorified stick figures, marching through a flurry of snowflakes, then I don't care. Whatever. I did it. I made this. All right. What was I making? What was I working on? All right. So deselect. And now, yeah. So all right, so the other thing that, wow, we're almost done. All we really need to do here is scatter some snow on the ground and on these trees, and then change the color of the trees like we said we were gonna do. And oh, I should yeah, I should figure out the snow line. So okay, so let's do a new layer for I'm gonna do the ground snow first. So oh yeah, I should name my layers too. These are trees. Or grease, I don't know. Green trees. I was gonna name them green trees, but then I decided to name them the grease, but apparently my fingers mutinied. And this is snow trees. Whatever. It's distinct. These are rocks. And then this is ground snow. Oops, ground snow. There we go. So, okay, so snow, we'll use this color for starters to just basically like throw snow on top of all this stuff, and it's gonna transition almost immediately to like a more sparing, patchy sort of snow. So like this is where like the full snow coverage like basically ends, and then and so now it's gonna be like I do want to put. Oh, I said I was gonna do this last, but whatever. Snow on top of the rock snowman. Because, yay. Because I enjoy that. And then, yeah, so we can have some snow around the base, too. I will have to go back in and do the shading for this, of course. I'll do that shortly. But then, yeah, there are also there are some exposed rock areas too. And then, so yeah, we'll do some more snow here. Cha-cha-cha-cha. Some snow on these rocks too, why not? The reason I made this ground so orange was to make it feel like warmer, like to literally make it feel like more temperate. So it's a little weird putting snow directly on these things, but I don't know. Suspension of disbelief. The whole because video games is why we're doing this. All right, so I'll have a little bit extends that way, and then also I'll do some. Actually, yeah, I'll do some of these patches will come onto the ground too, except we have a different tone of snow to use for the ground, because the tone of snow that covers the path is trodden snow, and so yeah, I guess this will be the other place that the path, well, yeah, it doesn't have to come down that far, but like this will be the other, so it'll basically be like that kind of. So let's get the color of our trodden snow. That can go here. Okay, my hair is literally in my eyes right now. Or it's literally obstructing my view. Alright. So yeah, this whole section will be trodden snow, and I'll do the footprints pattern on it too. Yeah, Micro Awesome, you have both the alpha badge and the beta badge. So every time you walk across the screen, it'll alternate between which one that it shows. If you have both of them, or like, so right now it just more bonuses down the line, and if I do, it'll just like cycle between your bonuses. So the gold one is your alpha badge, and the silver one is your beta badge. So yes. your character, who does not care about the perceptions of others with regard to gender, who chooses to instead define it for themselves, because they're not because they do not blindly conform to standards. Yeah, they'll sometimes wear a gold badge, and they'll sometimes wear a silver badge. The gold one is special. The silver badge, we're in beta right now, so the silver badge you can get for the beta badge you can get right now, because this is beta. The gold badge, that one you can only get during alpha, so that one, some people have it, some people don't, and they will never be given away again. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Actually, there is one exception to that. If someone can prove to me that they participated during the alpha, or that they were present during the alpha and would have participated, except for the fact that during alpha the game didn't run on mobile devices. If people can prove that, then I'll give them the alpha badge, because the alpha, yeah, there was only like a day and a half of alpha that actually ran on mobile devices, so because of that, I'm willing to make that accommodation. I'll do it just manually and on a case-by-case basis. And if someone tries to unlawfully claim the alpha badge and it's proven that they did not in fact earn the alpha badge, I will ban them from the game forever. Did you know that I can turn people into trolls in this game? I can literally turn people into trolls. Hold on, wait. Where am I? There I am. Look here. Ban Binry. Excelsior. Did it work? Yeah, look, I'm a troll. Look, I literally turned into a troll. I don't know if you can see because the background is also green, but my face turned green because I'm a troll. Hold on. Unban Binry. Excelsior. There we go. I'm not a troll. I'm not really a troll. Just kidding. Alright. Yeah. That's one of my favorite features of this game, I have to say. Oh, I should hmm. Yeah, I think I can't tell if I'm making this path too low or if I'm making the footsteps too high. I'm going to borrow my adventurers layer. Open BG or no mountains layers.pdn. Select all. Oops, not that layer. Copy. New layer. Paste. Yeah, that's about right. That edge is fine. It might be a little low. I think I usually make the edge a little bit higher, which is why it feels tight. But yes. If I make you a troll, you can't gain experience, Days Flash. That's what banning does. You can actually still play the game when you're banned, but you just can't. You just don't get any experience for doing so, and your face turns green. So I can do that if you want, but I'm not gonna like I'll ban you, but I'm not gonna unban you on request. So if you really want to get banned forever, I can set you up with that, but I'm not gonna sit here and ban and unban people all day. So everyone gets one request. Every non-banned person gets one request. You can request to get banned at any one time, but once you use that request, it's used up. So I would say use it wisely. I would encourage using it wisely. Yeah, actually, so Trent, yeah, in the original game, like I didn't have banning. Like when I first I wasn't planning on adding banning actually. I just but well, so because of that, or the reason for that is that if I ban someone from the channel, if I just ban someone from channel chat, all right, that's what I thought. Days Flash, I won't do it. If I ban someone from the channel chat, they will be banned from the game. So I didn't originally have like a mode to ban people just from the game, but not from chat. The reason I added that mode is because one of our power players actually wrote a bot to play the game, and they were botting from their primary account, and I wanted to prevent them from, gaining experience in a cheaterly way. But I didn't want to actually like ban them from the channel because apart from the fact that they were doing that, like I had never specifically told them not to do it. I had just kind of like left it up to people's better judgment as to not to do that. But yeah, so I didn't have a way to communicate to that to them because they were AFK and they were just botting, and so I didn't want to ban them from the channel chat, and so I didn't. I just well, actually, no. In that case, I just docked their score manually because I can also do that. I can knock you guys back. I can knock anyone down to 0 points at any time. No. Yes, everyone wants to pick their class, Trent, and we're definitely not doing that for version 1. But I've talked about a few ways that we might do something for later versions. The main problem there is that the interface for this game is chat. And so we can't do character customization, not in any granular level, because I will not have chat get spammed up with like people being like equip helm, equip mage, equip blah blah blah. That is the worst idea in the world. The one thing I have considered is okay. So when I was saying earlier about like everyone gets like one ban request and then no more for the rest of time. So like actually kind of along those lines, I was thinking that people could declare their character class, and declaring character class would be like so. And again, this is not anything that I plan on doing in the near term. This is like something I will definitely consider doing in the far term, in like another major version down the line, because I recognize that like I want that feature. Like it's just a cool thing that the game probably should have is the capacity for players to like choose like who they are in the game, not just like go with the standard. So yeah, so the way I go about that is basically like everyone gets like one command. Like you start out as the generic adventurer, and once in the history of your character you can Right. And so, okay, so I phrase it like once in the history of ever, just to get the idea across. But actually, it'd probably be like once a week you could probably change your character or something like that, or like once a month, because I don't want people spamming it. But I do, I do recognize that sometimes people will change their mind. I just don't want, again, like any decision I make for this game, there will be no spam in this chat. Like originally, this game was going to take place in a different chat channel, and then there could be like all the spam in the world. But you can't access other chat channels on mobile. Was the thing that I quickly realized, and is the reason that we don't do that. All right, so I'm actually almost done with this. I just need to shade the snow and put snow on the trees. Oh, and change the color of the trees. All right, so I'm not there exactly, but we're getting there. All right, so let's get the oh, the ground color is the oh, well, let's for one thing, let's tidy up this this seam that we put here. Oops. Let's smooth this out. That was just from where we copy and pasted earlier. And now let's take our shading tone, which is actually I think the same tone as the ground tone, and just how did we have it before? Yeah, we just kind of had it like, oh yeah, sure. Maybe I think that's also why the path looked like it was ending really low, because we didn't have this shading tone. And let's basically just do a little something like that. And then what else do you want to do? Yeah, just so this isn't like completely samey, let's I'll add in like a oops. Oh no, what am I doing? I'll add in like a just another mount here. Just so it's not like, just so it's a little broken up. It's not like just the same stretch forever. This one will be a little more abrupt than the other. And the other one. Yeah. And then yeah. All right. So that's fine there. All right. Let's shade the snow over here. Because this snow is in the actually I'm gonna zoom in a little bit because at that distance my tablet gets a little bit imprecise. Moderators get their own class. I was thinking of doing that, except I don't know a way in script to detect who is a moderator and who isn't. So I would have to do all of that manually, which is why I'm not doing that yet. But again, like I want to do a lot of things for this game. I just can't spend literally all my time working on this game. So yeah, so everything I'm talking about now is like the scope for like the first major release, I keep calling it. And by that I just basically mean like the version I'll be going forward with in the near term. And then I do plan, like I said, with the character classes and stuff, I want to add that stuff in. It'll just be down the line when I have bandwidth. Because like I said, I don't literally want to die. I don't have a death wish, so I should choose life, right? What would the shadow of this look like? It'd be like there'd be like a divot here. There'd be a slight divot there, because that's the shadow of the snowman rock. Yay! All right. Sorry, that infuses me too much. When I made Snowman Rock, I had no clue that someday Snowman Rock would be almost a real snowman. Just proves, just never give up on your dreams, you guys. You too could be, you could be, you, like today you're a rock snowman, but you know, sometime down the line you're a rock snowman that has actual snow on it. And it's through the power of belief. Belief in yourself. That's how it happens. Oh, not Mouse. Hey, how's it going? Welcome. Oh, yeah, right. Well, so the reason that that the bonuses are badges is because if the bonuses were anything other than badges, then it would like the badges are very like your helm will change. Like what you start out with a hat, and then you get like a different hat, and then you get like a different hat, and like eventually you'll get like helmets and like all sorts of cool like equipment and stuff like that. And like so if instead of the bonus just being a badge, like if it was something bigger than that, like you couldn't get all that cool new stuff. You'd be stuck with that one badge that you started with. You'd be stuck with that one helm that you started with, because they're, you know, either you'd have to lose the bonus, and then like what's the point of having the bonus in the first place, or or you would have to you'd have to you'd have to forgo like all upgrades. So yeah, I will also point out that I don't take questions that are thinly veiled as suggestions. So please, if you could abstain from those as well, that would be great. Sometimes I'll explain why I think they're bad ideas because I try and discourage that behavior. But in general, it's actually just better to avoid them altogether. If you could, I would appreciate it. That would be super great, you guys. And you guys are super great, so I know you can do it. You guys are like snow on rock snowmen great, you guys. I'm not even kidding. It means a lot to me. Sorry. I'm in some sort of mood. Whoa, no, that's not the right color. What did I just do? I must have just misclicked or something. Maybe there's like a lag on the brush tool. Maybe I clicked and then accidentally like moved my cursor and it picked from the wrong spot or something. All right, so that's all we were doing here, really. And then okay, so color on trees, snow on trees, boom, ship it. That's how it goes. All right, so save this, and then yeah, let's. All right, so for the tree. All right, so the whoa, how did that happen? There's like a weird, just like a weird cut in this tree. It almost looks like it was copy and pasted, but I don't think it was. I don't remember copy and pasting ever since I drew these trees. Alright, so I don't know why I'm making these trees perfectly triangular. I should actually be doing the opposite. But instead, I will... Alright, so let's add in a new layer for trees snow. Or I'll call it grease snow, because these are grease, they're not trees. Grease snow. Well, I think... Hopefully you'll know what I mean, Micro Awesome, because I just explained the rules to you, and if you can understand the rules, then you can abide the rules. No, sorry, I'll stop talking about boring stuff. I'll talk about game dev. I mean, like, yeah, like, keeping the stream about game dev is like why I make a lot of the decisions that I make. So let's keep it that way. Okay, so snow. Snow on trees. This is clearly a bigger brush than 6 or 4. Whoa, I'm using brush size 4. I should have been using at least brush size 6. What is this, brush size 8 maybe? Yeah, I think this is like brush size 8. So snow on trees, snow on trees. Doop-a-doop. Oh yeah, was it Maverick? You were asking about the snow texture earlier. If you want to know the secret to snow texture. It's basically you just draw lines across the tree and then you like cut into those lines with an eraser tool. That is the secret to tree snow. That one didn't come out great. I'll be honest, that one didn't come out great. But like that's like the gist of it. Hold on, I might come back and do that one in a second. I'll do some others, and whoop. Oh, this is the layers at the wrong place. It's supposed to be here. Whoa, wait. Oh no, I'm drawing it on the wrong layer. Is what's happening. Derps. All right, so I will redo that one. I'll redo it on the correct layer. Thank you, Micro Awesome. Alright, so yeah, here we go. Correct layer and everything. How about that? So yeah, I just draw lines like that are kind of like round-ish to like make the tree look kind of round, and also to make it look like the branches are bending a little bit under the weight of this. Again, this came out horribly, but this is I swear this is like the approach that I took to get that other look. I just layered it more before. No, why did that one come out so bad? Well, all right, I'll give this one more shot, and I don't care if it comes out bad again. I'll just like keep it anyways, because I'll like it's one of those things where well, that's not enough snow. So hold on, wait, I will add in a little more here. Hey, event time is what that sound meant. Yeah, so it was supposed to have more snow, but that's good enough for now. It's one of those things where like the first, like when I first started drawing this, like they all looked awful, I had to do this for a while before I even got any that looked okay. And it's the sort of thing where like, the more you do it, the better you'll get at it, and eventually you'll click into something that like actually really works really well, and then it'll become a lot easier. So hey, we got a new follower. Uh, Destleet. Sorry if I mispronounced your name, but thank you very much for following. I appreciate your viewership and your support. Welcome. Uh, we're putting snow on trees, or we're trying to, and someday we will. We're making efforts. We're taking the steps necessary to someday have snow on trees. And like, so the other thing is that like, well, so okay, so we will add the snow shading and the tree tone shading as well. And then with that, it'll look better. But for now, I'm not going to. I don't have the excuse. This is the foreground, so I don't really have the excuse that people won't see this. People will see this. This is in the foreground, but also more than they'll see like the individual trees, they'll see like the wall of trees, and so like no individual tree has to sell the entire impression. Like it'll be viewed more as a forest than as individual trees, ideally. Oh, also the other thing I should be thinking of is like really toning down the. Oh wow, I only have like a few trees left, so like the last trees aren't supposed to have snow on them. So this might be like one of the last trees with snow on it. This might be the last tree with snow on it. So yeah, and so it should have very little, because this very small transition that we were doing was to make it so that like they're not just immediately packed. Because okay, so this transition, if you haven't seen it before, this is where the snow starts to fall. So the way it parallaxes, like it'll look like a little bit of snow is falling like over here, like over on the edge where there is no snow accumulated, but that is also how snow works. Like snow falls, and only if it falls a bit does it actually like start to accumulate. That's legit, Jonas. um, um, I might not even have to change the color of these trees. Like these trees might be fine as they are, because they just get snow covered so fast that like that might be fine actually. So let's just add in the tree tone, and that might be sufficient. The tree tone is this one over here. We're still okay. So I'm gonna add a new layer, because why not? No, I can do this on the grease layer. I'm gonna add in a new layer, and actually no, it'll be easier on a new layer. Yeah, I'm gonna add in a new layer. So this is I guess grease shade. All right. So for starters, where did my grease start? Here, my grease. So for starters, we're just going to tone down the side of the tree. But then the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to put a few like cuts across, just to continue to add in the impression of branches, and these are hypothetically pine trees type trees. So those trees, like, they have big branches, like they have big like boughs, right? I still don't know if boughs is the right term, but they have like those big branches they're like really bushy. They're like little trees unto themselves, little sideways trees growing out of the trunk, kind of. And so when you look at them, like the shading tends to be a bit like lateral, a little bit. I mean, it's pretty indistinct, and indistinct has been the word of this environment. Everything on this everything in the snow is indistinct, but yeah, like just to the extent that there are like patches of darker tone, they tend to, wow, that was really bad. They tend to be a little bit lateral, which is I guess the effect that we're trying to get there. That one turned out just really bad. I have to redo that one. Sorry. Yeah, so it's just supposed to be like cuts across, and then we narrow them a touch, and then also just like cut into the shading, because there's not supposed to be that much shading either. It's just supposed to, yeah, show some shape to the tree, not just flat treeness. All right, this one I should get right, because this one doesn't have any snow to mask it. So Yeah, this one. There we go. Just kind of like that. And then last one, I think, right? I think that's the last one. Right? Yeah, we did it, you guys. We did it. And now we can now we can see our completed transition as soon as we export this. So I'm going to smoosh all the layers together. That's not a layer. The rest are layers. Smoosh, smoosh, smoosh. Select all, copy, file, open. What is this? This is mountains to transition to snow. And this is the near ground.ping. That's what we started with. This is what we have now. Save that. And then, so on that other image, let's unsmoosh the layers. Because I want to save this version with the layers unsmooshed. So save that, just in case I have to come back and edit something, or if I have to use one of these layers for reference to make another transition or something like that. So now we can close these. And then, alright, so I'm going to bring down the script, and then I have to restart the script, but I won't bother waiting for it to repopulate the character list. The first time, I'm just going to test out the transition the first time to make sure I didn't forget anything, and then we can go back and, wow, life is tough as a werewolf. All these bangs. They don't tell you about the bangs when you sign up to be a werewolf. Alright. I don't know what I'm talking about. Alright, so we're going to use the cheat to transition to snow, and we're going to start in mountains. It's really important that I don't misspell that. Well, the script crashes if I misspell that. But, so let's, alright, let's see if this works. Oh yeah, right, so I still need to increase the speed of the script. It's going to go crazy fast. And I'm just doing that to get to the transition faster. The testing goes quicker if we speed on over to the to the background. So, yeah. Doop doop. Oh, here we go. All right. So we start to transition. We get clouds. We get trees. We get a little bit of snowfall coming in. Yay! Look at that. And then all of a sudden we're in a winter wonderland. Do do do. And so the transition will actually be much more gradual than that. It won't be as sudden. It'll be played out at a slower pace. And I think that's fine. All right, so I'm going to bring the script down. At least nothing stood out to me that needs to change necessarily. Can you go from snow to mountains like you do mountains? Oh, okay. So that is an interesting question. So this image that we look at sometimes is the map of transitions. These question marks are environments that I haven't added in yet. So earlier we were talking about like what we might add in later. But right now we have mountains, we have forest, we have river, we have cave, and we have snow. The transitions, like we just saw, the transitions don't just magically happen. Like, I actually have to make the art for those transitions. Otherwise, it'd look really crugly. Just like two random environments. Like, suddenly you're in one place, and then all of a sudden you're in this other place. I mean, if I was smarter, I probably would have just had like the screen like fade to black and then fade in, and then I wouldn't have to draw all these transitions. But I don't know. I was feeling ambitious. So these arrows represent the transitions that. Oh, thank you, Dave Slash. The arrows represent the transitions that we have. So, yeah. So by drawing out these transitions, we kind of choose like how the world can be shaped, right? So like, so if you're in the forest, the only transition out is mountain, which is actually the kind of like what we were talking about earlier too. Like once we have more environments, like hypothetically, like this grid will eventually get huge and there'll be like hundreds of environments hypothetically, and so it'll be like this very tangled web of like, oh, we can travel here and here and here and all these other places. Like I want to do really, I want to do like individual like environment stories, kind of like the cave, for example. I want to have it so that you go. Sorry. The cave, I want to have it so you go from the cave into like deeper lava caves, and like maybe you find an underground city, and so like there's this whole place that you can explore underground, and so like when you enter the cave, like it's not just automatically you go back out to the river or the forest or whatever. Like when you so that way, I don't know, like when the world gets bigger, like entering the cave will actually be like a small adventure unto itself, because like when you're down there you might find lava caves, you might find like an underground city or whatever, and like I want to do that with others, like I really want to grow out a lot of this a lot of these places, so that yeah, I don't know, because right now I think we stay in any given environment for about like half an hour. Ooh. With only 5 environments, that's only like 2.5 hours before you've seen everything. Um, and so yeah, at some point, I should fix the numbers so that they're normal, so that when I restart the script, it doesn't look crazy anymore. And I can I'll change the cheat to like Florg or something. As long as the cheat is like an environment that doesn't exist, then it won't actually hurt. It won't actually affect anything. And this line is a cheat unto itself. This whole line is just like normally we pick randomly, but this cheat hard sets the environment. All right. So, anyways, save that. Uh, I'm gonna rinse that. uh, Sorry. Um, so the doop 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 doop. Oh yeah, okay. So the next thing that I want to work on is that okay. So one thing that became really obvious to me as soon as I like first did the snowy environment, I I realized that the text is no longer legible on the snowy environment. Um, so I need to do some sort of new treatment to the text, so that way you know when we're in the snowy environment, we can still see what's going on. We can like people can still read their names and their experience points, because that's how you find out how many experience points you have, is through that text. So uh, you you doop doop oh yeah, okay. So I'll while I'm waiting for the script to cool off. It's way too hot right now. But while I'm waiting for that to happen, I will open up the text file that I have, because or like yeah, the not, it's not literally a text file, but the file of the text is oh, which one is it? Oh yeah, which one do I actually use? Because like I don't know, they were getting saved weird, and so I did all these different naming conventions. It's probably A, right? Font char A. Let's see which one the script actually references. Uh, Font char A. Yeah, A is the real one. So this is what the text looks like up close. It's actually tinged slightly green, and you can see a little bit of the green tinge in the snow, but the you can see a little bit of the green tinge in the snow, but it's still indistinct. Like it's still not legible. And I think like the gist of what we have to do is basically like I'd want to do something a little more subtle, but I think like the simplest thing is actually just to basically like I'm not going to literally do it here. I mean I'm going to demonstrate it here, but I'm going to make it look better somewhere else. Greenish, so it should be like slightly reddish, dark red, and desaturated too, but like with I guess a reddish tinge. Maybe not even that dark. Maybe that dark. Just to get the text to actually no, maybe a midtone would be better. It's maybe like a gray. I don't know. I'll get like a better color later. But basically, what I'm gonna do is just like that. There'll just be something. Just like it won't be like a full backing. Like the action tags have like big frames around them. Uh, but just like I actually want it to be like as minimal as possible. Like if I can get away with like not actually like having it cover like the entire thing, like that would be like not like just cover the interior space or something. And I'll try stuff, see what works. But basically, I only want to put in as much as it takes to get the text legible, and ideally like no more than that. So yeah, what how am I gonna do this? I guess like I can do it. I can do like the same thing that I do with the text. I could, or with the action frames. Like I could have like a starting image where it's like, you know, like maybe it doesn't occupy like the full space. Like the A character only occupies like, oops, not all of these pixels even. It only occupies like, right, like these pixels, because then the next pixels set of pixels over are the B character. So like for the first one, like it doesn't actually like extend all the way to the end. Like there's a little bit of a gap there. I think would be okay. And then but then for like the B character, for example, like if we were actually blitting this string like A B C D, then like the B character, like it would stretch all the way across the the frame. So yeah, I mean this isn't the right color, of course, but I mean it's probably not the right color. I will start with it though, because why not? I don't know, whatever. So let's copy this file, new. Yes, that's fine. Paste this in. We can. Oh, is that the right pixel range? Like, is that the right height that I want it? Yeah, I guess that's right. We'll try this for now. So then I'll save this as. What is this? This is like. So for the action frames, we actually have those separated by background, because they're supposed to like contrast the background. So for the cave, it's like orange because like the cave is dark and blue, so orange is good contrast. For the forest, it's purple because the oh, I can restart the script now. That is, we have waited long enough. Hey, look, we're in this, yeah. So we're in the snow. So this is going to clearly demonstrate how the text just isn't as readable as I would like it to be. So yeah, we're gonna fix that. Right. And I think for starters, I'll just use. Well, I could. I'll implement these at first, just generically, like kind of like I did for the act frame. So I'll just call it char frame. A, I guess, is the extension that I'm using for. Oh yeah, wait, no. Oh yeah, right. No, yeah. So char frame M, right? Because this is the middle section of the char frame, and then what I just cut off like 2 pixels on the edge, so I'll just deselect, cut off 2 pixels on the edge, and this will be the file save as char frame L. And yep, select all and shift it to the other side. This will be the ending frame. This will be the one that blits at the for the very last character. Char frame R. So I'm just gonna implement it like this at first. I'm probably like, this is temp art, and like I want to do like I want to change. I'm like almost 100% certain I'll need to change the art a little bit, because that's just like I don't really like that color. Like it's just I don't know, it's just like a really unimpressive color. I might need to make it taller. I might need to make it like take up more space. I want to start small, and I don't care about the color completely for starters. But let's basically just implement this first, and then we can move on to other stuff. So yeah, like we do with the the action frames we load in. The action frames we load in with the environment. So actually, let's do what? Let's just load these in here for now. Or I'll load it in when I load in the font art stuff. So char frame L equals pygameimage.load. Hold your horses there. Char. Oops. I can type. Char frame L dot ping. And then same thing for M and for R. Char frame M. Char frame R. Actually, you know what? For this, I might just actually do it slightly differently. I think I'll just do char frame equals a list, and then char frame index 0 will be left, 1 will be mid, and R will be, or 2 will be R. Char frame 2. Oh yeah, so left, middle, and right. Save that, and then, okay, so there's separate protocols for blitting character text versus blitting action text, and that is in part because of the difference between how we handle the frames. So yeah, what we need here is now global char frame, because yeah. So what are we doing here with the frame blitting? Frame L, frame M, frame R. Wait. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, so this will be a little bit different, because unlike, like for the action frames, the end pieces are blit actually outside the text. Like, for the first thing that gets blit are the end pieces, you know, on the very edges, and then the text all has the same backing frame to it. So we are going to do it slightly differently, because here for the first character, we're going to yeah, for the first character we're going to blit the different frame. So I don't for C, yeah, it's really easy to just do for C and string dot lower, but I think we actually have to do no, we can still do that. Yeah, no, we can still do that, because yeah, the other thing that we want to do is oh yeah, we'll basically just want to we'll basically want to do this twice, I guess. No, is it? No, how do we want to do this? Yeah, so we'll do something similar but separate. So first we can just straight up blit what? We can blit the frame, because we know where the wait, what? Oh, and this is a more straightforward blit, because we don't have to do the sub-region blitting. So this area section, we don't have to do that, because the area section is how we pick the character out of the font. No, what we're doing here is blit char frame index 0, the left-hand piece, and then we're going to blit it at the position of the first character. So dist plus, oh yeah, the whole dist thing. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, what is dist? Where's dist come from? Oh, yeah, dist gets set here. So we'll just have to reset dist, I guess. We'll use it once and then and then reset it. Yeah. All right. So this time we're going to for I, ci. No. Oh. Yeah, okay, we'll just say for I in range, and so this time we're going to start at 1, because we already did the first, like, we just blit the first one. Like, this is the correct blitting for the very first frame, because this is now positioned directly under where the first character will be blit. The first character hasn't been blit yet, but we have to blit this first, because if we blit it after, then it would draw on top of the character. So for I in range, it's just occurring to me, this is kind of a long way to go, when I could just literally just cook this backing into the art itself. Maybe the first thing I should try is just to cook this backing into the art itself. Yeah, I think I might do that. So, sorry, I'm gonna bring down the script for a second, because I'm going to, I'm going to, I'm just gonna try, for starters, I'm just gonna try changing the asset itself. So, yeah. It's like it'll be slightly less nuanced this first shot, but that should be okay. So deselect. Let's yeah, let's just slide this over to the edge so that it covers everything equally, and basically just continue it on. So yeah. Oh, but for the punctuation, maybe I should skip it for the punctuation. No, I guess I should still draw it for the punctuation. Yeah, because that's part of the same string. So, is that right? I might have. Oh no, I missed a character. Should be one character lower, or one. I missed a pixel. Should be one pixel lower. So yeah, I'm just gonna try this for starters because this is a lot quicker to try. Okay, so deselect. File save. I'm gonna save like the layered version of this now, so that I can come back and change them separately. But then I will. So let's try smooshing these. Just wondering if the graphics tablet takes a lot of getting used to. Yeah. Well, so the one weird thing is that like if you have practice like drawing with a pen or pencil, whatever, then it will be a slight change, because I mean the major difference is like almost everything is exactly the same, except that you're not looking at this. You're not looking where you're drawing. Like you're not looking where your hand is. You're looking where the lines appear. So that's the only weird thing. But so much of how we draw is muscle memory that once you get over that weirdness, like I think your muscle memory will take over, and it will be overall it will be very similar to just drawing like on paper. It's one of those things where like if you believe it won't work, it probably won't work. But if you just think to yourself, this is going to work, and then you jump into it, it's like, yeah, okay. Hey, look at that. I don't have to stare at my fingers in order to draw. Apparently the magic of art is not how hard I stare at my fingers. Alright, so this is font char A, right? I'm just gonna paste in this version that has the backing, save that. I assume I'm not going to like how this looks. Maybe I'll be surprised, but I assume I'm not going to like how this looks. Let's find out. I don't know if that might have been long enough for the scripts. I don't know exactly how long it takes the script to cool down. I don't know why the script takes any time to cool down. I mean, I do. Oh, whoops! Yeah, I should comment out the stuff I started to add in. Yeah, the script needs time to cool down, because if I don't cool down the script, then what are you doing now? What are you talking about? Oh, I'm not initializing it correctly. So pygame.surface surface. That's why I just started typing and you did not autocomplete for me. You jerk. surface 0, 0, oops, 0, 0, comma. Oh, wait, no, I can just, I don't have to do it this way, I can just do it like this. Uh, so the reason I'm setting this up correctly is because I'm fairly certain I'm going to use this eventually. Like, I can't imagine I'm satisfied with the other approach. Uh, so uh, yeah, that should be long enough to have waited before rerunning the script. So let's rerun the script. All right, what is this text going to look like? I assume like super ugly, and I'm going to hate it. It's not my favorite, I'll be honest. Hold on, I also need to see it without the pink background. So sorry, I'm going to make the screen look weird for a second. I just want to see how it looks here. And I think I waited long enough for the script to cool down, so we should see other characters pop in just a moment. Please, characters. I mean, worst case scenario, we can just wait for Trusty Bard to do another lap around. We'll get there eventually. Hey, internet people, how's it going? How are you doing? You, standing or sitting wherever you are sitting or standing or running or canoe paddling or I don't parasailing. I don't I don't know what you're doing. But how are you? All right, so there are a few things I don't like. It's too ugly for starters. And also, I think I need to bring it up and down a little bit more. Like, if this approach is going to work, I need to bring it up and down a little bit more because oh. Oh yeah, because because like T's are getting cut off. Like T's are hard to distinguish because like the backing doesn't the backing only covers like it doesn't go all the way to the top. Like Vortilos, like the T in Vortilos, like it's for the same reason the text was indistinct on backgrounds before. It's some characters are still indistinct because of how small the backing is. So yeah, how do I want to do this? How to... Yeah, okay, so my hunch was that that would have been too small, and as it turns out it is. It's totally too small. Do I want to just embrace, like, that sort of backing? And just, like, have the text like that all the time? Wait, why did we get snow again? Like, I mean, I guess we flipped a coin and it just came up snow. Like we rolled a 5-sided die and it came up snow twice in a row, which is feasible. It's just not super likely to happen all the time. I'm gonna see what this looks like on other backgrounds, I guess. Because like this, it's convenient that the snow came up because this is the background that we need the backing for. But I just because like so I still need to answer a few questions, which is basically like how is this treatment going to come out, which is what I've been talking about, and then also do I want to keep this? Do I want to make this treatment conditional for just the snow? And if I have to go like if the treatment was like this tidy, like if this smaller version had worked, then I probably would have just left it in for all environments. But if it's no, I'm thinking it'll actually probably be on a per environment basis because I'm probably just gonna make it bigger, and that's fine. That's fine. All right. So I'll put the screen back to normal. I'm gonna stop the script and then restart the script just quickly because I want to see a different background. We shouldn't get snow. Yeah, there we go. Not snow. Good. That actually doesn't look that bad, but it looked fine before. So yeah, I'm probably gonna make it per environment. and then I can just go big. That's the good thing, because if it only shows up in the snow, then we don't have to worry about it looking like completely offensive or anything. So let's undo this. Right, undo, undo. There we go. Save this without that, because that was nope. That was nope. So yeah. So for one thing, I can just kind of go for it. I can just kind of so don't save. Uh, uh, right. So let's go to where our files are located. And so we can move the character frame into the background. So cut this backgrounds snow, because we know we only really need it here. Oh, the other thing we never did was yeah. Well, before I forget, I'm going to just pick a new color for the frame in for the action frame in the snow, because I never actually did that yet. I'm still using the cave color. So where's that backgrounds? Snow. These action frames. I've used purplish. I've used bluish. I've used orangish, and I've used a different orangish. I think, if I recall correctly. Hold on, let me look. So cave was orangish, yeah. Forest was purplish. Mountains were bluish. River. Oh, a different purplish. Okay. Very similar purple, but it is slightly different. It's like a more bluish purple. Uh, so what do I want to use for? I mean, it doesn't matter supremely. But what do I want to use for snow? I guess I could use like a brighter orange. Uh, excuse me. Or like a I don't know. Let's go with this one. And the way I usually do this is I just roll the hue saturation. So I could change it to like a more yellowish color. No, yellow and snow are not things that we want to associate together. I can't use pink. Pink is like the verboten range, because I'll make it more saturated. Yeah. And I should change the hue a little bit. Pink is the color of the chroma key, and so we use pink to filter things out. Oh, I need to turn off the script so that it has time to restart, so that the characters have time to repopulate, because otherwise it'll just be Trusty Bard all by himself, which is less fun. Pardon. Alright, so that was the original color. More saturated, less light, maybe? Yeah. I don't know, it's gonna be very similar, but that's fine. Maybe we'll make it like, no, I just don't want to go yellow. So maybe I'll go more red. Red is actually an acceptable color. In which case I'll want to not go as saturated. Red is doable as long as we don't go pink. So it's like, I don't know. It's gonna be a slightly subtle distinction, but tone down the lightness a little bit, maybe. A little more saturated, a little less light. Yeah, sure. That'll be very noticeable, very distinct. Alright, so let's now apply it here as well. Same difference. And same difference here. Alright, and then we can just save these. Yeah. Save that. So that was a diversion from, oh yeah, setting up the backing for the character text in the snow. And I was just thinking about how I want to set this up. Like, it might be easier, instead of doing different character frames, it might be easier just to use a different font for the like literally just swap out the file that I'm using for the font for the snow environment. But because then it'd be fewer blits, right? I wouldn't have to blit over the same area twice. I could just blit the font once. There's a lot of text on screen, so that could be helpful. Like all those, like if I blit them separately, that's a lot of extra blitting. Like when they're, well, okay, there are a lot of character. Actually, yeah, no, that's not entirely true. There's a lot of characters on screen, but you only ever see a few name tags at any given time. So there's actually not that much text on screen. Um, I think like the most that you'd ever see is like, well, I mean, hypothetically, you could see like almost 100 characters on screen. I still think it's within reason. So do I want to do the separate frame? The nice thing about having it as like a separate frame is that I could do both if I felt like it. I could uh, I could have like a special character frame, or I could have a special character sheet, and then also no, I don't care. I'm just gonna do it as like a separate frame, and you know what? I might not even have like separate ending starting points. I might just use literally the same thing for like the whole thing. So let's open our font again, just for to draw it out and see how it could look. Uh, so font char A. Yeah. So the thing I realized about it is that it has to be bigger. So or here, let's so the color is atrocious. That's that's one thing that definitely has to change. I might just go flat gray. Maybe. Or actually, no. We're doing it environment by environment now, so I could do something that'll pop on snow against the snow. So actually, maybe I should do gray because I actually don't want it to pop. I want it to be actually very subtle. So yeah, let's do gray. So just desaturate this and use that. No, what did you just do? Why did you do that? Sampling on layer. And also don't do that weird edge stuff. Oh, you insist on doing that weird edge stuff. You jerk. You terrible jerk. Whatever. Alright, deselect. Just hue and saturation. Saturation 0. Ha. Eat it. Actually, that is a little lighter than or a little darker than I intended it to be. Yeah. Alright, and then, yeah, so it has to be taller, so let's move it so that it has to, yeah, it doesn't have to be taller than this, I don't think. But now, like, before, like, in its old position, like, when the background was indistinct, we would lose, like, the top of the F, because the top of the F doesn't have any backing to it. So, like, the E's were looking a little weird, like, the E's and F's were hard to tell apart, because we would lose the bottom of the E. And like the T's, yeah, it was just like those are what we need to preserve now. So as long as we shift it up high enough that it touches that, and then we'll also want to copy new layer, paste, shift it low enough so that it covers the bottoms as well. Then that should be sufficient. And actually, for symmetry, we'll move it one click further. Should we? We could get away with this, because like the only thing that extends below this line is like the darkened lower lower shading. So we could actually stop here if we wanted to. No, let's move it one click further. Yeah, there we go. That's fine how it is. Yeah. And then I guess I'll just run it to the edge, because I don't feel like, well, no, I could do it. No, I could do a different edge piece if I wanted to, but then it gets confusing. It's actually much simpler to just not do that. Yeah. So okay. So sorry. So yeah, the overall effect will be like. Oh, I can smoosh these two layers together. The overall effect will be something like this, I guess. And that's fine. That is satisfactory, I feel like. Wait, are we still losing the top edge? We're still kind of losing the top edge a little bit because there's no darkened. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, there's no darkened. Huh. So what if I shifted it up 1 pixel? Is that better or worse? Might be a little bit better in some respects.